can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, the Blur Without Fear. Welcome back to the channel. Also, if you're new, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that way you don't miss out on videos like these, which YouTube tries to hide and bury. Also, make sure you tap that like button too, because it really helps the channel out. That's it. Let's jump into our review for this week. It is going to be The Devil That Wears My Face, Volume 1, written by David Pepose, with art by Alex Cormack, and letters by Justin Birch. So during the mid-1700s is when this comic takes place, and the best way to describe The Devil That Wears My Face, and this is going to sound like a gross oversimplification, and it kind of probably is, but also isn't at the same time. So, have you ever enjoyed stories like The Exorcist? Have you ever enjoyed the classic action movie Face Off, starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage?
I'm ready for the big ride, baby.
What if we took both of those things and made them do the fusion dance?
Fusion ha!
That is basically what The Devil Who Wears My Face is. It's very difficult to talk about this book without spoiling it, so I'll just go ahead and say right now, if you want to go into this book as cold as humanly possible, I'll give you, just kind of the bullet point review real quick, that it's a fantastic story. It is something that is really going to play with your ideas of demonic possession, and is also going to, I won't necessarily say have you root for the villain, but there are going to be moments where you're probably going to find the villain incredibly affable, and even though you shouldn't. And sometimes you're probably going to look at the people who you think should be the good guys, and you're probably going to question some of them. This book is going to challenge your ideas of faith and religion, and I think in very good ways. I found this very refreshing and entertaining. But also, it was very edge of your seat, because you're going to go through each of these issues wondering what is going to happen to Father Matthias. So I will say that. And then, of course, going from there, the devil, as I mentioned earlier, is going to really be, I think, honestly, one of the high selling points of this, just because of how amazing and funny and also awful and terrible the devil is in this. But that said, if that's like I said, if you want to avoid spoilers, this is your last chance to walk away. But also, before you do, make sure you click like on the video, because it really helps channel out. So please do that. And once again, if you have not already subscribed, make sure you do that too. And also make sure you tune in for Nerds of Culture live stream every Thursday, as well as the Blur Cave stream every Saturday. There'll be links to all that stuff somewhere down below. Let's get into the review proper. So as I said earlier, yes, this is a story that is, for all intents and purposes, you've taken the movie The Exorcist, you have taken the movie Face Off, and you have put Patara earrings on each of them and made them come together to form the ultimate being. That is basically what this comic is in a nutshell. This is a comic that takes place during the 1700s, and it involves a priest by the name of Father Vieri. And he encounters a person who is possessed, quotey fingers possessed, by the devil. And it is his job to perform the exorcism and get the devil up out of there. The title honestly kind of gives away most of everything that I'm going to be talking about here. The Devil That Wears My Face is not just a pretty title. This is a story about a man of God who has literally lost his own body to the devil. But there's a twist here, and this is where the face-off aspect of it comes into play. Well, yes, the devil is taking over Father Vieri's body. Vieri is not a passenger in this same body. He has been expelled from his own body. His soul, his essence, has been expelled from this body, and now he has found himself inside the body of the man he was originally supposed to be exorcising. The devil known as Legion takes over Father Vieri's body, literally bringing the title of the story to life. This story is basically what if a priest and the devil reenacted the movie Face Off, but at the same time is also so much more than that. Legion is devilish, as you'd imagine, but also a fun character to follow. He's an entity who has witnessed events we can't even comprehend, and yet he can be quite human at times. He's very reminiscent of Castor Troy from the Face Off movie in how he moves and operates. He's evil, but evil with a bit of purpose. And while he's not to be liked, he's quite charming and sometimes downright affable. Now, counter to him, Vieri is a man struggling in his faith and in his focus, but he's also a man desperate to get his own body back, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to save not only himself, but also the Catholic Church and the world as a whole, because he understands the assignment and realizes Legion is about to act a whole monkey. The church itself is fertile ground for Legion to spread his influence, and how David brings both characters within striking distance of one another on a regular basis over the course of this book's 6 issues, it will have you on the edge of your seat. It's something that I feel is done really well. It's a very awesome kind of cat and mouse game that's going on, and just when you think Vieri is gonna get the one up, Legion figures out some kind of way to get out of it, and just when you think Vieri is down, Legion, whether it's Legion himself doing it or somehow Vieri pulling a rabbit out of his hat, he figures out some kind of a way to get around what Legion throws at him until we get to the very end. Fortune favors him in some way, and none of this is done in a way that I feel diminishes either character. I feel like each character still feels like a fully breathing, fleshed out character, but I mean, it's just one of those things. Circumstances happen that just seem to always, prolong, the battle of wills between them. It's almost like watching a wrestling match. Whenever you watch a wrestling match and the babyface has been going against the heel that's been cheating the entire match, and finally the babyface hits the finisher on the bad guy, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, the ref is either distracted or knocked out, and when the babyface goes for the pin on the heel, there's no one there to do the count, so it just makes the fight. That's kind of the type of stuff you can expect, but once again, while it may seem silly, it's one of those things I think is actually done pretty well. And not only that, while Vieri and Legion are the stars of this comic, there is also Maria, who is also a formidable character in her own right, and I would also say, to just describe her, she is a woman there the night that Vieri is performing the exorcism, and she's a bit of a spitfire who, well, yes, for the time, she's not like a modern day spitfire, but a spitfire for the 1700s. She's a woman who is also religious herself, but also recognizes what's going on before her, and also kind of in a roundabout way, the pragmatism of the situation, being the one who has the eyes to see what's going on directly in front of her, not allowing herself to not believe her quotey fingers lying eyes. She sees everything for exactly what it is, and she kind of helps keep Vieri grounded on his mission to take down Legion, guiding him along the way, and also providing some, what I think is some very necessary heart and soul, where Vieri must fight like a devil to beat a devil. Therefore, he's not allowed to have that same kind of warmth and heart that you would expect from a main character without coming off as awkward. Like, Maria is very good for bringing that charm that Vieri would otherwise lack, just for sake of focus on something that would rob him of it. Yeah, I like it. This book is fantastic. It's great. It has a lot to say about organized religion, which I am always here for. And it also has a lot to say about your perceptions of people, perceptions of people who you think are supposed to be the good guys, and perceptions of what you think of the people who you might want to believe are bad. All in all, fantastic book. If you want to go check it out, I'll have links in the description below where you can go pick it up. If you've already read it, let me know what you think about it. And if you have not already read it, but you're going to read it, come back and let me know what you thought about it. I would love to know. You can also tell me on Threads, where I will be posting exclusively from now on. I will not be on Twitter anymore, so make sure there'll also be a link in the description for that as well. Go check that out, and you follow me on Threads. And yeah, that's all I got. You guessed it, obligatory channel outro time. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider doing so. Clicking that subscribe button and tapping that notification bell ensures that you get more videos just like this one, and you don't miss any of my other content that I drop throughout the week. Plus, my live streams every Thursday and Saturday. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you click that like button, keep it plus ultra, and sound off in the comments.